Hi guys. I know there's not a lot of point in reviewing my GoPro Hero Silver camera because you can get more modern versions nowadays. This is the Hero 4. Oh, and this is the strap I use when taking the video, which you can adjust. I got it for about £3.50 on eBay, and it's just lasted, well, ever since I got the actual camera. Put it here. It's better than putting a camera on your helmet, because if it's on your helmet, every time you move your head, the camera is going to move with it, and this gives you the most stable picture. It's never going to be totally stable, as you'll know if you've looked at my videos, because of, you know, bumpy roads, whatever. Just in case you're wondering what this red thing is, because it doesn't come with a red thing. I had to buy this on eBay. It's a metal, it's where you take the actual camera out of the housing, and this, the original GoPro one, I don't know if they still do this, but it breaks off very easily. It's plastic. This is actually metal, I think, and much stronger. Again, it was quite cheap on eBay, but it didn't last very long. The original one, you sort of put it on there. What you do is, because I imagine they're much the same, you put your camera inside, you put it inside the housing, and it came with various different backs that you can choose which one you want. This one is good because you can actually operate the screen with it closed, so you're not always having to undo it, and you just close it by clipping that on there, and off it goes, and it screws onto this. It comes with quite a few of these, or at least the kit came with one, but I had another old camera, a competitor brand, which came with loads of these, so it might be one of those screws. Anyway, that's how you attach it to the housing, just literally by slotting it in, and it stays put, and you can move it. So I'll just take it out. Yeah, every time I have to change the battery or the SD card when I'm out and about, I have to go through this rigmarole. And it's particularly annoying that the cheaper rechargeable batteries don't seem to be holding their charge like they used to. I've had this camera for just over 2 years now, so and I've used it quite a bit, as you'll know, with all my videos. But the original battery that came with the camera, the GoPro battery, lasts for about the same amount of time that it did on day one, which can be anything from 1.5 hours upwards, really. 1 hour 40 minutes I think I got off one battery yesterday. But the cheaper version, which I got, now only seem to hold 20 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes max, which means you're forever having to change the battery, and like the day before yesterday, you run out of batteries if you're not careful. This is the cheap brand. Can you see it? And this is the, where are we? This is the battery that came with the camera. I'm having to look down, which is why you'll see me constantly looking down at the camera when I'm cycling to check that it's still recording and the battery hasn't run out. And also you're having to check that the SD card hasn't run out, because I tend to find I need two 32GB SD cards for one cycle ride. So I've just ordered a mega SD card that's double that amount, so hopefully one card will do it all. But anyway, I've just ordered it. I was thinking, should I order some of the GoPro batteries? as a replacement for these, but I was kind of tempted and I ended up going for 3 more of these, because you get about 3 of these for the price of 1 of these, and you get a charging thing with it. So this arrived in the post yesterday. I got it on Amazon, and as you can see, you get 3 batteries, a charger and a charging USB lead. So if they're like the other batteries, they'll do very well for about 18 months or so, and then they'll start to hold less charge, and if I'm feeling very wealthy by them, which I very much doubt, I will go for these next time, because it is a pain having to change the batteries. I mean, that's one of the things that stopped me from recording my cycle rides. Last year I just couldn't be bothered, because I was forever having to look down. I was stopping every half hour to change a battery, and that's not much fun, especially when you're right in the middle of the countryside, and when you drop the camera on the tarmac like I did yesterday. But luckily it doesn't seem to have done any damage. So the camera itself is quite small, isn't it? Yeah, so that's me talking about my GoPro, and I imagine it applies to, you know, if you've got this GoPro and you're wondering what batteries to use, or you've got another GoPro, you know, a more modern version, the latest version. I can't imagine it's that different. I don't know. Oh, another thing I find with this, another thing that's annoying is sometimes you can change the battery and the SD card when you're out and about, and off you go, you switch it on to record, and then you look down and it's not recording, and it says SD card error, and I'm thinking, why? Because I've actually reformatted the SD card. What you do is, when you put the SD card in, whether it's a new SD card or one that you've used previously that has already has some video on it, you go into delete and you delete format, and you delete format everything on the card. And here's the card. This is another thing that is a bit of a pain when you're out and about, because you don't want to drop a little SD card like this in the middle of nowhere, because you'll never find it. Especially if you're near a drain or something. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Sometimes it comes up with SD card error, and it's really annoying, and I find the fix is just to take out the SD card and pop it back in again using a nail, and usually that fixes it. But if your SD card is getting a bit old and a bit corrupted, like one of mine was the other day, it won't fix it. But it's something it's done right from the start when I first got it. I don't know why. Another thing that's annoying, you would think that you could attach this by a USB cable to your computer and transfer all the various video clips, but I found you can't. You have to take the SD card out and stick it in one of these adapters and plug it in the SD slot in your computer, and then you can transfer from that. Because what it does, it records in about 12 minutes clips. So when you go into the SD card, you'll just find loads of MP4 clips, and then you just stitch them together, edit them on the video editing software. So yeah, that's me talking about my GoPro camera. So bye for now.